Hey, what's going on, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Thirsty Thursday. How is everybody tonight? Hope everybody is well. Probably going to hit this a few times today. Uh, I got a phone call a little while ago from Park Rat Pat, and let me know that something happened on YouTube with metal detecting with Randy's channel. In the pin section of this chat, there is a link to a short that Pat put out. He can't get search recognition until he has 100 subscribers, and I don't know what I just did, but anyway, if you would, before we get super going here, run over and show him a little bit of support, try to get him built back up. YouTube, he lost all his content. And then he doesn't know why. Of course, it's really difficult to even have a conversation with anybody from YouTube. So I have zero details. I just know that Randy's not a guy that starts any kind of trouble. He's always a big supporter of everybody, and I feel like that's probably the right thing to do, just to go over and help him get going again. So please and thank you, everybody, get over there. Hey, and then the other quick announcement is our good buddy Nick had a name change, brother, and he changed it on the YouTube because the Take It On recognition, he couldn't get a search to where it came up very quick. So TION apostrophe or exclamation point, C, Tionic is what he has changed it to. And just so everybody knows that it's still the same old Nick.
Yeah, same old, nothing special here.
What's up, brother?
Next Thursday, nothing. Just want to let everybody know I set a goal earlier this year, and if I told myself if I got under 200 pounds, I was going to shave my beard off. And I think next Thursday, I probably won't have a beard if I keep going on this rate. So enjoy it now.
All right on. Well, that's the thing, man. We talked about it. What do I got to do if you make it to 170 or 60?
You're going to shit yourself.
Oh, yeah. I made the promise that I would actually defecate in my shorts if he lost the next 40. Not that anybody really cares, but everybody needs goals, right? So if he can make that one, I guess I will hold true because he definitely got it. Hey, and the other quick thing today is my video for Monday. If you're here today and did not watch, go watch and leave a comment, because at some point today we're going to do a random comment drawing. Haven't decided what the prize is going to be, but there was quite a few comments there, and it's probably going to be, I'm going to make it one of my decent ones, and it might be something new that I've had made up. So it could be one of a bunch of different things. So if you go over there and leave a comment, I've got that brought up for later in the show today to just draw a comment from that video, and there will be a nice hefty prize given out for that. The other issue that we got right now is our good buddy Benzo is having some lightning issues at the house. He had an internet droppage, so we're going to give him a few minutes here, but we're going to go back and start going through some chat here and say hello to a lot of people, and we'll go back as far as I can go, and we'll start it up. Our good buddy Venture DeLow is in the house tonight, congratulating Gene at We Dig It. What's up, man? Nice to see you. Gene at We Dig It, really quick, on Monday nights, his videos generally come out right after mine, so I'm going to start promoting it as a double feature. That you watch this one, and then we jump over and we watch his right after together, and it's been kind of cool to do. And Gene is a fantastically nice guy, and he's down there in the islands, and I love his weather, and I like working with him a little bit. And so I think I'm just going to start promoting it as a double feature, and we all watch 2 videos that night. That gives me guarantees me that I keep my videos under a certain length too. So thanks for being here tonight, Gene. Appreciate you and your family. Miss Kathy Johnson is in the house tonight. Hello. Cheryl and Randy Combs, Treasure Extractors, are always around. Great supporters of everyone. NorCal is in the house. Gary, what's going on, my friend? Nice to see you today. Don Shook, the metal detective, down there in the great state of Texas. Haven't figured out when we're coming back yet, but it's probably going to be closer to November as opposed to October, so we can dig. My good friend Carlos, Dog Star Blazer, Man, he posts almost every day. He's always finding good stuff. I keep poking at him to put out some videos. Always finding great stuff. Carlos is a great guy, great supporter of everybody too. Our good pal Frederick Romano. What's up, Frederick? Football season's almost here, bro. Alex and I we're wound up. Joe Strack's in the house tonight. AZ Mort, I think AZ is pushing close to his 500, if I'm not mistaken. We were talking about that last night. He takes a beating, but you know what? He's in every stream, and he comments on everybody's live stream. So Mort's a good dude, and he can take it too, because Brockton sure dishes it out to him for some reason. Don't know why. Our good bro co-host here, Tyonic, Mr. Nick.
Hi.
Hey, and there is our guest of the evening, Benzo. Hope everything's getting there, buddy. We'll see you as soon as you can pop in. Mary Monarch is in the house. Hello, Miss Mary. Rusty Magnets, Clayton and the Gin Show. They're absolutely killing it up there. Tuesday night, kicking it with Rusty. He's got his live stream going. They're doing a really good job up there, doing a lot of collaboration. Everybody, make sure you stop up there and check them out. They are growing so fast. That's really cool to watch. 907 Outdoors is in the house again today. What's up, man? Nice to see you.
What's
907. Moto Mining is in the house as well, representing some of the prospectors. Brewers Prospecting is in the house. Everybody's here to support Mr. Benzo, I'm sure. Our good friend Ian, Relics and Stack Stones, put out another video today out there on that kayak. God, man, that's so cool. I wish he had his metal detector with him where he was going, because you could just see the stuff under the surface of that clear creek or river, whatever he was in.
Guaranteed.
Yeah, I think a lot. Ian's got a great idea how to do stuff, man. I love his vision for a channel. Digging it back, Charlie's in the house. What's up, Charlie? Nice to see you tonight. Making sure we try to get everybody over to Metal Detecting with Randy and give him a little bit of support. Hey, you guys prospecting. There's Charlie. Man, prospecting on a budget. He's a really good dude. When we showed up at the bash, he stood there and took the time to show us his rig and how he did everything, and it was really cool.
Yeah, that's impressive. The backwoods engineering side of me is like, I was all over that, man. I love it.
Yeah, we was hanging out there for quite a bit. Amethyst is in the house. She is here to support. I'm assuming it's a she. I think so. Lauren O'Reilly is in the house. Hi, Lauren. Nice to see you. And there it is. Hey, JP, I am thirsty, bro. I should have fixed me an alcoholic beverage for the night, but I did not. Ron F. at some point is going to have to come over here and spend the night with us too, along with JP from JP Lawns and More. Those two guys are on my hit list, just so you know, coming to get you. In the next couple of months, you guys are going to be over here. Ron does his giveaways and stuff on Monday Night Lives. They're kind of early for me, so it's tough for me to catch, but I always sneak in there and watch a little bit. Entertaining time. He's also in Indianapolis and not that far away from us. Keep on swinging down the list today. Squirrels Magnet Fishing, recent winner, has dropped his link into chat. Please support his channel. Mark Miller is in the house. Looking forward to this one. I can't wait to get Benzo in here. I've got some questions and I got some thought process going into that North Carolina gold mining stuff. Charlie's got his link in here. Hey, you guys, let's keep on rolling through. And there's a PA Relic Hunters. These guys kill it on the metal detecting scene. Dave is always out supporting other channels, and their little group has some really good finds. Please always check these guys out. Pat, Miss K, thank you very much. Everybody supporting metal detecting with Randy, another great guy. K's digging it. My other Texas buddy, can't wait to get down there and see you again. it's not going to be October now, so there's the opportunity that we will still get to run into you. It's going to be a little bit later. Gary's metal detecting. I don't know if he was actually new, but I made him a moderator this evening. If he did not share his channel, it has not been shared in here prior to today, so everybody go over and check him out. Let's see.
Hey, Benzo said he's all good to go and ready. Send him that link.
It's in his. It should be in your text messages, brother. Hold on, let me make sure really fast here. I'm pretty sure I sent it last week. If he's in here, hey, right now this is just for Benzo. If he I'm pretty sure I sent it to him.
Zika Pev 70. Huh.
Yeah, I can't find the text message chain. I know I sent it, dude, but there it is again. If that helps. Uh-oh, I lost all my train of thought here. So I'm Cynthia. There we go. We'll start right here. I see Tidewater Magnet Thrower. Jacob's in the house. Easy Diggins in the house. Man, Jacob, last night Brockton cut me off when I tried to throw out your TMT 12 link for your Kratos discount code. He cut me off quick, shut me right down, took me right off screen. Did you see that? That wasn't nice. Brockton sucks. Easy Diggins in the house, dude. We were having a blast last night with Brockton. Us and Mark from To Dive Into Tech, we was having a really good time with them last night. It was a lot of fun.
Hey, put our names up here. I keep saying hi to people in the chat, and I don't think everybody knows that I changed my name.
Well, let's see.
Not that I'm trying to be like, make this the Nick show or anything, but.
Let's see. Where do I do that at? I forgot.
I don't know. I've never ran StreamYard. I only talk in here.
All right. I forgot.
Hey, I was little for a second. He forgot. Look, I keep throwing him off track, guys. Keep throwing him off track.
Yeah, now, let's see.
See, I knew Marlon knew. I get a high Nick and a high Tionic. But, hey. Now that I got the name changed, though, I'm going to start making some stickers and shirts and stuff. So, I think I'm happy with this one.
I hope so.
All right. Sorry if I broke your brain there for a second. You can go back to saying hi to everybody. Yeah. Hey. Sorry,
I'm trying to figure out. Maybe it's to get the comment off of there. I'm trying to.
Yeah, there it is. Shut it down.
It's when I put the comments up.
Oh.
Okay. Sorry. Oh, God. All right. Let me go ahead and I'm gonna stop right there. If I missed you in the comments, I'm gonna grab Benzo for a second. Get the man of the hour up here. Hey, brother.
Hey, everybody. What's happening?
What's up,
Did Storm pass?
Well, I'm glad I wasn't on there just a few minutes ago because when I was cussing because it struck right out this window here and I jumped. I was like, "Whoa!"
Hey, I'm gonna finish going through saying hi to everybody, then we'll get started, my brother. I'm glad you made it in.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
All right, Chris Reg Pick is in here. Hello. I'm not familiar, so it might be one of Benzo's friends. FL Thunder Digging with Rob. Iron Antler Adventures. And I see Cynthia Swearingen drop me $10 tonight. Cynthia, you don't have to start that crap today, but I appreciate it every single time somebody does. Keep on going down the list here really fast. Coastal Casey's in the house. Another one of the magnet fishing community. Benzo, what do you think about that? Just grabbing every community together and trying to keep just mixing them all together. Do you like that idea?
Yeah, sure.
I think it's a really good way to go because everybody has something in common.
I'm trying to diversify.
It's fun.
It's hard not to just go panning though.
Right on. Cool Arrows Gold. I seen Digging with DH too if I didn't get her earlier. Mayor Videos is in the house. Marlon, thank you, my brother, for being here. Dog Star Blazer, thank you, brother, for the $4.99. I appreciate you. And I see Dan's in the house. Digger Dan, King of Clad. All right. And I see the Magnetic Squatch is in here. Jason, my brother, what's going on? Nice to see you, dude. Man, I've been waiting all week to start talking about some North Carolina prospecting.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun down here.
So, first of all, what got you into YouTube? What made you decide to start making videos?
Oh, wow. I was watching some videos. I wasn't even in YouTube for a long time. I didn't even get a smartphone for the longest time, and I got into this thing where I'd watch a couple gold videos and then go out and have my own adventure. And I started watching all these other gold channels and started finding more and more. And I was like, I think I might just slide right into the middle of all that, because there's some that do this and some that do that. And I think I can just show what I do and put my own personality and flair to it and see if it goes. And it's going okay. I'm not blowing up or anything, but it's going steady. No. It's going nice.
No, and that's the thing. You've got quite a few guys down there in your area. Who's the first guys you started hooking up with and spending time with out in the field?
Oh, yeah. JP, me and him met through YouTube, through Flower Gold Wizard. I sent Wizard a brick, and he panned it out, and JP saw me. And we got together on the creek, and we were fast friends out there and had a good time. And we started doing it more often. And then, Pinger from South Carolina got involved, and it grew out from there. And the next thing you know, I was starting to meet all the other local prospectors around here. And now I go out there and I see vehicles, and I'm like, well, there's so-and-so or there's so-and-so. I know more than half of them for sure, but that's kind of neat.
So, the other thing getting into that is that, and I think I know the answer to this question, but I'm gonna kind of hit you up with it. So, are you, when it comes to where you come from as far as the prospecting community goes, are you a geology nerd or are you a history nerd?
Oh, well, I guess I will always classify it as a nerd either way.
We're all nerds, man. That's okay. We love what we do, and it's a term of endearment.
Yeah. I guess on the geology, I guess I lean a little bit more towards geology, but I love the history stuff too as well. But it's really interesting in North Carolina, the geology.
Yeah, and I was I was reading up a little bit, trying to, because I was told that you were a geology guy, so or at least a little.
Well, I mean, books for fun.
Yeah, and I got looking at it in the geology of North Carolina is exceptional. There's lots of different I don't know what they call them, but the lines that go through there, I can't remember the name of it, but there's lots of different to go through, and and so I was wondering if your interest in geology got you into gold, or the history of North Carolina gold prospecting is the first in the country, so I didn't know if you were big into that part of it as well.
Well, that's neat. Yeah, that part's neat. It's intriguing. And growing up around here in North Carolina, everybody knows the Reed's gold mine story. It's just something,
Why don't you
stop nugget?
Well, yeah. Why don't you tell a little bit of that story from a person from North Carolina, how that come to pass about the gold nugget?
Well, the guy found it out in the creek, just picked it up. There's a big heavy rock. And a lot of the big gold around here is black because it has the sulfide still stuck to it. And there might be little pieces of gold peeking through on corners or everything. So it might not quite look like a piece of gold. So he took it home. He was using it as a doorstop for years and years. And somebody come up and offered him some money for it. And he thought, wow. And he took that money and he found out that it was, 26-pound nugget. My numbers might be off. I ain't reading.
It's 17.
Well, and he got scammed for it. Well, within a few years, he found one 10 pounds heavier to make up for being scammed out of that first one. So that was, there's a big museum down the road. It's about an hour from here. And
I mean, I thought about that a little bit. You know, a 12-year-old kid coming home with a 17-pound nugget and it sit on the doorstep for over 3 years, and then
Yeah.
they sold it for $3.50. Yeah, I mean, you know, a 17-pound nugget today would change anybody's life, right?
well, even back then, what, $20 an ounce? You know, it was $20 an ounce forever. I don't know if
So
it
I
was
mean,
back then, but
so that basically started the North Carolina Gold Rush, which was like more than 50 years before California even kicked
oh yeah,
in.
or exactly 50 years.
So going back, and this is where my knowledge of the history kind of ends. I know that you know, for a good portion of time in North Carolina, there was just as many people prospecting there as there was farming. You know,
Yeah.
so what did the you know when you learn North Carolina history, what did the scape of that look like? You know, from a history book about the mines and stuff like that. Is that, are there a lot of historical markers for the mines, and do you get to go see any of that stuff, or did it just kind of go away?
There are a few. There are a few that are still preserved. You can find some out in Uwharrie, and there's Coggins mine, which isn't far from here. It's like halfway between here and Reed's, and there's the Reed's mine itself. You can take a tour on at the museum and go into part of the mine. It's the old mine itself, and do little test pans, which are just probably salted gold from down the road or something. But the museum's pretty cool. Uh, what was it again about the
I was
history?
just curious about it, you know, because you know, I guess whenever everybody went to California, the prospecting slowed down. I don't really know how it worked out after that when everybody moved to California. Because when did the mine start closing? Do you have any knowledge of that part of it, or?
Oh, it kind of peaked in the 20s, 1820, and it built up, and the mines kept going deeper and more being discovered. But a lot of it was fine gold, and it added up over time, but it wasn't super profitable as they got deeper and deeper. Not as when it first started, it was easier work, and you got more over amount of time because you weren't toting things as far, digging as deep, using as much equipment. So as it got closer to the 1840s, the work got harder. There's mines here right near my house. They're 80 feet down. There's
Man,
ancient riverbeds, but I'm on like a sand pile here from like an ancient tsunami or an ancient river delta or something. It's just a big pile of round river rocks and sand here. It's weird, on top of a bed of clay. But there's gold here. It's down though. It's way down. When then the press sensationalized how much gold was being found out there. And that's what created the rush where boom towns of 50,000 people were just growing up within like 2 weeks time. It's just unheard of. But it was the press sent them all out there with these stories of piles of nuggets and bigger gold, even though they were mining good gold, and it's all abandoned. There were only a few places that kept mining for like generational homesteaders and stuff that kept mining, and then it went into just hobbyists and part timers. My great grandfather, he mined, in the story, it was a quart jar. Him and his buddy mined a quart jar, and they would keep it buried and hidden out in the woods, and only they knew where it was. Well, his buddy took it, and he went to Alaska when they had that second boom. When would that have been? In the 20s or 30s and 1930s, and they didn't fare well. Just like most people that went to Alaska then did not fare well. So there is gold here to be had.
That's really cool. And everybody that's in chat today, I'm going to go through and hit a few names really fast. There is new people in here today from the prospecting community in here showing some support to Benzo. I see Pinger Prospecting, and I see Rocky Mountain Life Prospecting that's in here as well. I'm going to add them as moderators, so if they want to drop a link for a channel or anything like that, I see people that I don't know, and I'm sure they're here to support Benzo today. So I'm going to, as I see those guys, I'm going to give them the mod status. If they want to drop a channel or support something or promote something, feel free to go ahead. You get through that, and so the history is really cool. The geology is really cool. And I know that what other mines are. Because I know there's some gem mines that are down there. I know that there's a lot of different types of geology. I mean, you got different types of gems and stuff there. What all is there that people mine?
You name it, it's in North Carolina. There's very few things that are going on in this world that aren't here, like maybe Samophane and a few things like Alexandrite. But most things can be found here. They've even found diamonds. But even there, I got this app on my phone. It's like Mind Map, and you can type in your county, state, and whatever, and you can pull up all these mines, and you'll be blown away at what's going on around you and about anywhere you are. Even if it's just gravel quarries or sand pits or things like that, it'll show up any mining that's going on. And there are a lot around and heading up towards the mountains. See, North Carolina mountain range is kind of shaped. It goes across at an angle. Let's see which one. It goes across the state at an angle like so, and one side of it has a lot of activity, and you find lots of things. And the mountains themselves, you can't really get into too much. There's a lot of parks up there and things. On the west side of the mountains, that's that's the Copper Basin. You know, everybody knows about that. You can see it from space. What they did to Tennessee, you know, it was just horrific. It's just a big copper deposit. They mined it out. It's probably growing back now, but it's been that way for a long, long time in Tennessee. But you want to talk about gems? Now, Clay County is where I my pink sapphires and blue corundum. I got some pretty nice specimens, and you can also find good garnets that way too. In Buncombe County, south of Asheville, there's some mines, and Franklin County, or Franklin's in what county? I don't know. Franklin, North Carolina. There are a lot of gem and ruby mines up there, and I used to go to those when I was in my 20s, younger. It was fun. Some of them were salted, some of them were native. But then, you know, I bought some books and did the research and started going off into the mountains and trying to find it myself. And I started pulling some nice pieces out of the mountains. It took a year. It took a year of reading the book and going places and just teaching myself. But you can't go every day when you're working, you know. It took 7 trips, let's say, 7 trips to really start pulling in the rubies. And
so that brings me to a whole other portion of my conversation. Nick looks like he had something to comment upon there that he was getting ready to go. I'm gonna let him go.
Go, Nick.
I mean, really, I was just gonna ask, you know, when you're out there in the creek, what else are you looking for? I know you guys are big into rock hounding and that kind of stuff. I just didn't know if there was any kind of deposits in the creek like that, but you kind of pretty much touched in on that. But my little girl, she's into all those different things, and she knows way more about it than I do. So it's interesting to know how much stuff is actually down there around you guys in those mountains. So
in the creeks I'm looking for quartz crystals, and I'm looking for silver pyrite cubes. If I'm finding silver pyrite cubes, I'm in more of a original dirt, old stuff where heavies deposit. And if I'm finding those little silver cubes, I'm finding good gold.
Yeah, that's a totally different animal down there. And you know, the other thing is did your desire for the lapidary arts and cutting rocks and stuff like that, have you actually looked for gold inside of rocks? Because I know that there's some people that do that. Is that what got you into cutting rocks, or is that something totally different?
Oh, well, I've been into gold since I was a little fella, and I've been into rocks even longer. The story is, you know, I was probably about 3 or 4 years old. We was out swimming at a pond lake, and I went and ran behind the tree and did my thing, and I peed up a quartz cluster. And it was just all these crystal blades, and it was my first treasure I ever found, and I was kind of hooked on gems after that, you know. And,
peed on them.
Yep. Feed it clean. I found
That's awesome.
treasure. That's what happened.
That's a good story.
So yeah. I've always had like a little rock collection and stuff. And when I had an opportunity a little bit later in life to have a part-time job working at a rock shop, I took it. And I learned a lot and bought and sold and moved a lot. And that was a lot of fun working at a rock shop. So I got a lot of my practical knowledge there about the most of it, the bigger end of it.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I was watching some of the lapidary videos, watching you cut through rocks and seeing what they look like on the outside, and then what you get on the inside is way better. Uh, that's a thing. What do you got in that setup there? Because I know that saw has got to be. What kind of saw is that? How do you get in? How does one get into that aspect?
I wish that was my setup. That's my buddy Jim's setup, and it's over his house. Or I would be playing with it all the time if I had it here. If you wanted the polishing stones like that, and you wanted a cutter like that, and you needed little saws and other things, just go out with $6,000 and come back with that stuff, and you'll be happy.
Just $6,000.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's high grade stuff there.
Dude, that looks like a really good setup. That's why when I was watching, I was like, man, that looks like our tile saw at work. But I know it's probably that blade probably is a chunk of change, right?
Well, he said there's a good one and there's a cheap one, but it's worth to buy the good one because it don't warp so easy and it lasts a lot longer. So I think the good one's around 170 for a replacement, but it lasts years.
Yeah, I was I sat there back and I started watching some of that, and then the more I watched, the more I was like, the things that you don't know about people, and then you start realizing it's like, man, so Nick and I show up at Flash Bash, never talked to anybody hardly, but other than mainly Ed and the prospecting community, and made a few friends. Get out there and we're greeted by this community of people, and we ended up hanging out with your little clique over there. Most of the time there was several people there that we wanted to spend time with that we didn't get a chance to, but between you and JP and Colin and Luke Duke and everybody on that side of the campgrounds that day, everybody showed us a great time. And then I didn't even realize that you had the love for your baseball cards until you showed up down there. and then I was like,
secret love.
I mean, and it's like, it seems like us people that are in this treasure hunting community, we collect all different kinds of treasure. And, and then those baseball card collection that you got was outstanding. The stuff that you gave my daughter and I was great, man. It was fun to see. And
yeah, that's probably going up like mad. I give her a bunch of Otanis.
I know, right?
Yeah, it's great, man. I came back and I looked that one card up and I was like, damn, I wouldn't have took that if I'd known. It was like a $700 short print of Acuna Jr. I had no idea it was worth that. I looked it up and I was like, oh no, what? I don't need to turn that thing around.
Yeah, so we were playing with that, and then the girls ended up creating another channel for that called Card Sharks, and now they rip card packs all the time, and they're having a blast with that as well. Oh, it was really cool. It was really cool that JP brought a bunch for us to bring home. We came home with so much, and we had such a good time that Nick's got his pan set. When you go out on a weekend to prospect, what's your procedure like? Are you going to research spots? Are you going to new spots? Or are you going to Old Faithful? I mean, do you kind of look to explore and expand, or do you kind of go to the same spots all the time?
I'll tell you my secret. I follow the water. That's you're completely at the will of the water around here. So I went out today, and I'll tell you, I didn't know what to do. I was heading down there, and I was like, well, look at the river. Little River was way high. Uwharrie was high. I got down in there, and the main creek looked like it was flowing. And so I went down to a spot where it's flat. So I used a fluid bed there. And the only time I can use a fluid bed there is when it's flowing heavy. So I went to that particular spot because the conditions were right for that spot. Are there places with better gold or bigger gold? Yeah. But it's the only time I can run that material there, and we don't know what's going to happen when you get down. I ran a lot of material, only got about a 0.12 or so, but I was only out there for a few hours, and so my theory was right. I could go out there and just shovel that easy flood stuff and get decent gold. That was my theory. I said full day, quarter gram, easy. So it's not a bad spot. I just follow the water. That's what you have to do.
Yeah, because I was going to say, we follow old maps, and we look for anything that we can find on an old map that doesn't have a current structure that's a farm field that would be easy to get permission for. I figure the creeks are the same way. You're just looking for deep places for sediment to settle. Is that the main thing you're doing in the creek? Is that how that works?
Depends on which section of creek. If it's going to be a secondary, tertiary, or a feeder, on those depends on what its normal flow of water is, or in its flood rate as well. Um, Here, I'm usually looking for clay. I'm looking for deeper sediment that's compacted hard and hasn't been turned recent. So you're not always following the rules here of, because there's so much gold, it's fine gold of on the corners or in drop spots, because those spots have been cleaned out. So you're really looking for stuff that hasn't been turned over recently. That's my main thing.
I gotta imagine that anything that you've thought of, somebody else has thought of before you. So does that mean that you kind of have to step outside the box of the common areas to look for stuff to come up with deposits?
Yeah, if I could show a drone footage of where my main deposits I've been finding lately and explain how that's working. See, there's gold theory and there's gold reality, and you follow gold theory as far as it'll take you, but sometimes you have to look in other places, because what's there now wasn't there then. There could have been obstruction that was there for 150 years that created a large deposit. That's all washed away. The deposit's still there. There's really no indications left of why a huge deposit would be right there. Things like that happen, and you just have to find them and try to figure out why it's there.
See, I think, yeah. See, now you're hitting the, it's the same thing that every community out here does. We sit back and we try to find the place to go and how to find more of what we're looking for. Nick and I, we compared the day up there with you guys that we sit out there and ran the dredge and pan. We called that day work. We yielded some results. We found gold. Wasn't a whole lot, but we kind of learned how the whole system worked. What's your best way? What's your favorite way of prospecting? Do you like using the high banker? What do you like to do?
I like sluicing. I like panning. I don't have the ability to use a high banker unless I go off to better ground. I don't really own one per se. Dredging is very intriguing, but it always goes back to panning. So I mean, if you can't love the panning part, I don't really think you need to do it. But you got to be able to go out there and just love that pan. Sluicing's fun if you can just get away from the classifying, but it's all about stepping it up. It's all about making it faster, easier, better. But it seems like the pinnacle of gold prospecting is the dredging, or the big machines. So you're not really in there doing the work. And I enjoy running a fluid bed where you're not classifying all day, you're shoveling. But on a creek, kind of has to be perfect conditions for any fluid bed. It has to be a spot where you can set the sluice up with high flow, and a spot where you can shovel decently close. And those things have to match up. And usually they do match up on a creek, luckily. But you know what? It straps you to that scenario.
Right. Yeah. So, we talked about, a lot of the different parts of this whole deal. What kind of numbers do you pull? What kind of gold are you pulling in a year? I mean,
I have a good year this year. I have a 1/4 ounce of gold.
Right on.
That's awesome.
And last year, every year I've done this, I've set goals and I've broken them every year. Last year's goal was 2 or 3 grams, 3 grams maybe. I got 4, close to 4. And this year I set a goal of 6, and I've already blown past that. I got it in half a year, but I've been going more because it's fun. So we're going to see. I've set a new goal of getting 1 ounce of native natural gold just to, set aside.
And what's the plan of once you get all this gold stacked? What are you going to do with it?
Well, I just want to keep an ounce and it'll be somewhere.
So have you stared at it just as long as it took you to pan it?
Nah, I don't sit and play with it. You lose it.
Yeah. The thing about gold that really is kind of, and gold has high value, but man, you're looking at, all the work you do for a small amount of something in a vial like that.
Right.
But, that's like a retirement project. I mean, you got to think that gold has such value that if you get good at finding it, then, you're working towards something bigger.
Yeah. That's the cool thing. I used to waste so much money fishing, catch and release, lures, just throwing money away. And I don't fish as much anymore now. I just go panning.
Yeah, I mean Nick and I classified it. We had a good time. We were a little sore when we went home the next day. It was a lot of work. We're definitely going to do it some more. But yeah, I was like, I just I sat there and I was trying to get in the mind of somebody that goes out and prospects. And at the end of the day, it's my brain for metal detecting. It's the whole rush of finding something good. And a quarter ounce of gold, that's a lot of gold for 1 year, isn't it?
I think so. I mean, some people that's not a lot, but for me, I'm pretty happy with it. I found some really good spots this year, and I've gone out and worked them hard.
Yeah, I was going through and watching a lot of it, and I Colin and JP, I seem to chat with a little bit more often than everybody else, and Ed, of course. And every time I talk to any one of y'all, the first thing I want to do now is I want to go over to Nick's house. I want to grab a set of pans and I'm ready to drag him up to the creek. Because yeah, they're, and that's the thing. They say that there's still a ton of gold in North Carolina. It's just getting to it. I mean, is that correct?
Yeah, there has to be. You're still seeing people in certain places. I mean, I'm sure down around Charlotte, there are entire housing development sitting on land that's worth hundreds of millions of dollars, and just nobody knows it.
Wow. So what's next for your channel, brother? I mean, you've been I've seen that you piddle with the lives a little bit. You put a few shorts out here and there.
Yeah,
you seem to really be enjoying the whole YouTube experience. Is that accurate?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, trying to build the channel and build a brand, and I'm having fun with it. As you can watch the progression as the videos go, I'm kind of open up a little bit more. I didn't even show my face for the first 5 videos or so, but
Sounds familiar.
I got this going on. This is the 5K can.
Right on.
And when I hit 5,000, somebody's going to win whatever's in there. So far, there's 1.6 grams of gold, and attached is 3 silver coins.
Ooh.
So far, that's all that's in it so far. But by the time I get 5K, who knows? It's already 1.6 grams in there. Who knows what's going to be in there? And it's a thermos on top of it. So
yeah, so then that's the other thing. Did you make your own logo? Did you have somebody make that for you?
Oh yeah, I made that, man. I did some research on different apps and what I could use on my phone and what's allowable, and what didn't leave marks and things like that. And I used a combination of several different apps and different photos, and was able to combine it all together. And I really liked the way it came out.
No, it looks really good. And for anybody out there beginning, first time out, because a lot of people in here are magnet fishers. I love your stickers. I got to get one. I haven't got one yet.
Oh, you didn't get one at Flash Bash?
I thought I did, but I went through my stickers and I did not see one. So we'll have to trade some stuff out at the end of the day today. When somebody's getting ready to start prospecting, you got somebody that's brand new that wants to go out there and learn. what's the first thing you suggest? I mean, I know you're going to suggest some pans, but what pans do you suggest somebody buy if they want to get started? And how do you send them out into the world on their own?
Ooh, those are good questions. Now, just about any pan will work. I recommend a pan that person can handle for the size, because those 15, 16-inch pans are quite heavy and struggle. Um, so that first, but I do recommend the Super Sluice. I am going to start using a blue pan soon. I have it new over here. I haven't broke it out yet, but I'm going to start using that. I think it's the minelab, and but I do recommend the Garrett. A lot of people like the Gold Trap. I'm not too crazy about the Gold Trap. I like Super Sluice. It's not too heavy for me. People like the Gold Trap because it's a little bit different, a little smaller, and the edges are different, and the bottom. Um, there seems to be a controversy about the bottom of the lip of the pan, how it addresses, how it fits, and if it's a certain way, you'll get the gold will tap up. We call it pirate gold, just walking up. It does it more in the Super Sluice over the Gold Trap.
Yeah, I was going to say, and what do you think's what can get you a basic setup for, somebody that wants to go out and not sure that they want to do it? Uh, give me a cost range of, a set of pans and a nice and a little sluice to play with.
Well, you can go on Amazon and get that Gold Trap and the mini pan and a classifier and a snuffer bottle for like $25.99, and that's not a bad deal. You can probably go to Flash in Your Pan, and he's got a link in his website, and you could probably buy it through him and help his channel along the way.
Right on.
Um,
Hey, Ed, thanks for making it in tonight. I know what it's like having them rough days and falling out when you get home. We do it quite often around. We do it quite often around here. We'll waste an evening because we've worked ourselves to death that day. But thanks for coming in tonight, Ed. Appreciate it. And I'm sure Benzo appreciates you showing some support this evening. Man, so your channel's going pretty well. I mean, I get over and I watch it. You've got a nice crowd, a bunch of different people that come in there that what we normally see here. So that's really good. You're finding a good bit of gold. You got a big purchase for your gold panning and mining that you want to buy? Is there something that you're out there that you're thinking about getting, but you just haven't quite, found the means to allocate enough money to do so yet, or are you pretty content with your setup?
Well, let me finish that last thing first. The second thing I would get would be an RPE, because it's a $40 sluice, and you can use it in just about any situation. So for about $65, you could have about everything you need. All you got to do is find a shovel and a bucket.
Cool.
You'll have it all.
What's the RPE?
The Robinson Prospecting Equipment. It's the blues. I don't have it handy. They're blue or black. It's a shutter sluice and super lightweight, durable, and it's really good. It's a good little sluice.
I
And
saw
for the
some of
price,
those.
you can't beat it.
Were those some of those on the raffle out there at Flash Bash this year? I think there was a blue one and a
Yes.
black one.
Yes, I traded for one at Flash Bash. I didn't have one until Flash Bash. I got Jason Keith's from him. So new stuff for the channel. So I got my new. Here's one of my bigger North Carolina native sapphires. I know it don't look like much there, but I got my new UV flashlights to play with for the channel, and it don't really show up, but I made a short about it the other day. Another new thing I got for the channel is a little smelty kit, because I'm going to use some of the gold I got in 2020 to clean it up, and I'm going to make me a little tiny gold bar.
Nice.
First time ever doing that. I did a trade where I traded off my little Dream Mat sluice and some gold, and got the vintage Angus McKirk sluice that you can't find or buy anymore because they're not made in USA anymore. It's just a really nice one. So I kind of had a big month a little bit for new gadgets and toys. Everything was kind of stale for a while, but there are some really cool things out on the market to buy. But I think I'm pretty content at the moment.
That's really cool. I seem like I always want to buy something new or different, or jump into another hobby. And I know Nick's the same way. We're very frivolous sometimes when it comes to hobby spending. Do you have you jumped in and tried any faceting yet with your gems that you find?
I did take a fasting class about 15 years ago, and I wasn't the best at it. I'll tell you that. Inc- it's so fine and detailed. I'm okay at cabbing though, and so I'm probably just going to stick with slabbing and cabbing and polishing for now. I don't have the right stuff to do facets uh, or access to it either. So a little slab and cab, and we'll have some fun with that. I got a lot of material to work. So
Yeah, I would figure that in your area, there's quite a few people that probably will cut gems for you for a fee. I'm sure, but I'm sure that that area, seeing that there's so much of that in the mountains and stuff that goes on down there, that it's probably pretty easy to get something cut if you wanted to.
probably there's two main areas. I would say around Hidden Night near Statesville. That's where some of the largest emeralds in the world were dug out. You heard on the news, the guy decided to dig up his yard, found the world's biggest emerald. Then he did it again. So that's pretty neat. And then north of there, when you head up towards Spruce Pines, you have some aquamarine deposits. So that's another local hub. But the second largest gem show in the United States happens in Franklin. The biggest one's in Tucson.
Yeah, I've seen some really, I've seen some really, and I'm pretty sure that I've seen ruby and stuff come out of there that looks really beautiful in North Carolina too. Is that correct?
Yeah.
A lot of emerald,
Yep.
and then your sapphires are pretty famous for down there too.
Yeah, and the
I
Star
mean,
Carolina Star Sapphire.
I just know that there's a ton of treasure hunters. You know what? And you may have an answer for this, and may not. But I'm going to ask anyway. So, what do you think? You've got all these different forms of treasure hunting and mining that goes on there. What's big in your area for metal detectors? Is there a lot of history in your area for people to go swing the
Big
metal
time.
detectors?
Big time. Especially in some of the older cities, Salisbury. Some of these cities are super, super old. Even my little town here, that there's been somebody on this lot since post Civil War, just after the Civil War area. There was a blacksmith here, and then it was broke into the lots, and then houses were built in the 20s. So I got a 400, and I just need to dig my yard. I just need to dig my yard. It's got to do it.
You think you got the ability to get hooked on something else?
See, I found silver on the surface here. I found buffaloes, but when I pull the metal detector out, I just find nails. So I've never had that good find. I found marbles in, just digging holes, but I've never had that find with the metal detector. Nothing's hit me, nothing's hooked me. It's all been garbage.
Well, I mean, that we dig a lot of trash, so I mean that's the good part about it.
Yeah,
But I would probably definitely watch you guys going out trying to learn how to use a metal detector, because
it's
it's
coming.
it's the same thing, man. You start out, and there's days I can remember starting out, and all we find was junk for the most part. Can after can, junk after junk, and then the second you start finding something good, it's completely on, and you get hooked. What is your life? How many days a week do you get to go out and play in the creek? And or does work allow it, or how do you go about getting your prospecting time?
I try to go out Wednesdays and Saturdays if possible, and get out and have some fun. But not every week. And some weeks when things are good, I go out more often. When there's a lot of people around, I'll go out for the Saturday and Sunday or something like that. But it's a lot of fun. I try to go out as much as I can.
Well,
Uh,
it's you could have worse hobbies, right?
yeah, yeah. Me and JP talked about this the other day on the creek, about digging my yard, and I told him my issue, and we invented a kickstand for my metal detector. I got to build something attached to my metal detector so I can stick it up off the ground, because my yard's all beeps. It's all beeps, man. So when I'm digging a hole, I can't find a place to set my metal detector that ain't going off to see if I got something in my hand or not. I build something, stick it up in the air.
You need a pinpointer, man.
I got one with it, but it was bogus. Like
Bogus.
if you screw it on, it's on, and the button don't work, and you can't turn it off. So you have to unscrew it and like loosen the battery for it to even turn off. It was bogus.
Damn.
Yeah,
What
I
kind
would.
did you get?
It was a generic one they threw in with the ace.
Yeah.
Wasn't a Garrett.
Yeah,
The
the
one that
Garrett.
little. Go ahead.
I was going to say that the Garrett pinpointers are pretty good, but they're they cost the same as a cheap detector. So the little black one. What's the one? The little black one, was that the Bounty Hunter, Nick?
I don't remember the name brand on those. If it is even a name brand, it's just a little trash when you got to turn the knob and it starts buzzing, and then you turn it back until it stops buzzing, and then when you get it close to metal, so it has like a balance, like a little ground balance thing that it's got to do for itself, and they're cheap. I mean, they're like $35.
Okay.
A little one of our Japanese friends is in the chat tonight. I know I see him over at Mayor Videos quite often, and I hope I say this correct. Azapote, hello, thanks for coming in tonight.
That's what you need right there. I love this one. This is minelab, and it's you can adjust the sensitivity on it.
Oh, wow.
Up and down, and then it's got a speaker on the back of mine, so it vibrates and it gives a tone. And when I'm in a yard or something, I just kind of throw my finger over it. If there's a lot of, maybe they're outside or something, I don't want to hear a lot of it.
Waterproof.
But yeah, it's waterproof too. So, and if I forget it, lay it in the yard, Shane, guess what I found? And then I hear it later. It's like, it tones. Hey, you forgot me. Don't forget me. Don't lose me. So that's good for somebody like me. It's bright yellow and I can't lose it, but it's kind of pricey. It's like $140 for that thing, but
Yeah, well,
it's worth it.
heck yeah. Now doesn't that one does the iron discrimination signal too, right?
Yeah. So this is it's the Profind. Is it the Profind 35? It's the highest one they make. And then they got like the 15, the 25, and the 35. But it gives a pulsing vibration if it's a ferrous material, and if it's non-ferrous, it's a solid vibration with a tone. So if I'm in a hole and I've got like a couple little bits of nail or something, and then there's a penny or whatever else that I'm actually after, I can discriminate like, oh, this is a pulse, this is a tone. I'm gonna go for the tone, and then you got it. I don't spend around chasing a bunch of nails.
Especially when you got a bunch of targets where you're digging, it's a little more convenient than the other. Hey, Brenda's been in here tonight. Mama, it was nice to see you in here again. I know you've been doing your thing lately. Thanks for stopping in tonight. We appreciate you coming in, and we miss seeing you around all the time. Also, real quick, I saw Lost Boys Recovery that was in the house tonight. They're right there. I've been chit-chatting with them a little bit on the Facebook lately. There you go. He's 9 away from 700 subs. Gave him moderator status to post a link. And I see Park Rat Pat finally made it in tonight a little bit too. Everybody get over to Metal Detecting with Randy through Park Rat's link in the pinned comment today. His channel got deleted and not sure why, but help get him back up to around 100. I definitely appreciate that. Hey, Benzo, I got a few other things that I want to do before we get too far into the night. I know that everybody is, I really quick, I had a video on Monday night. If anybody did not leave a comment on that video and hit the like button, I'm getting ready to draw. I'm going to run a drawing in here, and I'm going to pick a prize out for today and for a comment generator on that. So if anybody wants to run over there real quick and do that, it was I don't even remember the name of the video now, but it's Monday's video that was just released. So if you want to hit that real quick, because I'm getting that set up, we'll do the drawing for that tonight, and then we will get on to bigger and better things. What are you doing this weekend, Benzo?
I had a plan set up to get several of the prospectors around here, and even got to do a nap demonstration to meet up with the Boy Scout troop. But sadly, they cannot come. We've we've learned recently, and that's a shame because everything kind of lined up, and everybody had the weekend set aside, and I thought we finally got water, and I don't know. It's like, oh, everything kind of lined up perfect, and then they bailed, and I don't know if I'll be able to get it set up that perfect ever again. So that's the way it is. But I told the boys I'm going anyway. I mean,
Yeah,
we'll
I
see
mean,
who shows up, what happens. I guess it's going to be the impromptu summer dig happening this Saturday. We'll find out.
I was gonna say, I'm sure that getting a few people out and teaching a little bit's got to be kind of cool and beneficial. That's got to give you some joy teaching some kids. I mean, that
Yeah, we were looking forward to it.
paying it forward to our youth is probably something that we should all do as often as possible, especially giving them something to do to keep them from doing things that they shouldn't be doing. So helping the Boy Scouts out is probably a pretty good thing. If you haven't gotten over there and make your comment yet, I'm getting ready to. I got the link put in here, and I'm getting ready to do this drawing tonight. When it's all said and done, when we get a winner, as long as you're in the chat tonight, as long as the winner is in here and can tell me what they want, I'll give them a section of 3 prizes, and we'll pick from one. So we'll set this thing up here. No duplicates. Let's see. First comment filter. I think we'll leave it like that. Okay, it looks like there was 40 individual comments that were in there, and I think that's a few more than what I saw earlier today. So unless anybody is, if anybody is late over there, sorry you missed it, but I'm going to go ahead and draw it. And as long as you're in chat, you get to pick prize today. So here we go in 3, 2, 1.
Click it. Click it.
Venture to low. You're still in here, ain't you, brother? Come on.
Venture to low. Venture to
There
low.
he is. Look at that. All right, brother. I got new hats. I have the old hat, and I have a version of a T-shirt. I don't know what version I have in here. It might be a large or an extra large. Let me check really quick. Here, I'll just show what I have today. And these were pretty popular. And let me go ahead and get back off this screen here. And congratulations. So here's the one that everybody seems to like that we've been giving away and handing out is the embroidered hats. I do have one of these left for a giveaway. I also have, brother, I have a women's size shirt, which is an adult small, and then I have an adult extra large in this. So
Can you fit in a women's small?
yeah, I can. I got something for you. But here's the extra large T-shirt. It's like one of them water wicking type. It's got the logo on the front, and then it has the Thirsty Thursday in the back. These are really nice, especially if you like the water wicking type shirts. So, and then the other item, if it's in here, which it's not. Hang on, I'll grab it really quick. I thought I brought it with me.
Can you wear those kind of shirts, Nick?
Women's small? No.
No, the nippley shirts. Those.
Yeah. So you can probably relate to this. Not judging, but by the color of your hair, I've got really fair skin. So anytime it's really sunny out and I know I'm going to be out, I even got the solar shirts with the hood on them because I will burn so bad.
All right, and eventually the other one is that it's the trucker style baseball cap, and it's the orange with the embroidered logo on it as well as the other hat. Take your pick, brother. Which one do you want?
The nipply shirts.
Yeah, I look bad in those. I've tried some. It's bad.
Yeah. If my weight keeps dropping, I'll feel better about it. But yeah, it's not flattering at all. But it's either look bad or get that little skin bumps and burn. So I'll go with the
Under
looking
200. I would look bad, I think, if I got that. I'm
under.
losing weight. I'm trying to lose weight. I'll tell
It's
you, I'm like 263.
Yeah.
It's not bad. I was a lot higher at one time. So
Yeah, it's difficult, especially when you got kids and you don't like seeing things wasted. I'm like, "Oh, don't throw that food away." And then I'm like the dog. I just eat whatever's left.
Hey, Venture, I got you. The first hat it is. I'm down to a couple of those. I think these are going to be one that we're actually going to create a little bit of some way to actually sell more of these because they've done really well. Send me your address and my email. I don't know if you've emailed me yet. I'm not really sure, but it's right here. Send me your address and I will get that sent out. Usually I do mail on Fridays, but sometimes the Friday right after I'm a little behind, so it may take me a week to get it sent out, but I don't hesitate around. Like right now, I've got all my mail out for once. I'm actually caught up. So Venture, thanks for hanging out tonight and hanging in there. Thanks for commenting. And I will get you your prize sent out. I'll also add some stickers in there on that because stickers and probably a keychain as well. You're always in here for us, and we appreciate you. Venture Delow, everybody, if you have not subbed his channel, him and his kids go out and they do family magnet fishing, and it's pretty cool. I enjoy watching them. His son's a trip, and then they troll their dad a lot, and that's kind of funny too. So I get a kick out of it. So I don't know that I've ever asked or not, but Mary, where did that go? I am definitely not like Squatch. I had to remind him he owed me a T-shirt. That's how bad it got after about a month or so. I feel bad if I don't get my stuff sent out fairly reasonable. Squatch, pick your shit up. Oh, sorry. I know I usually try to keep it clean, but then I get in here on some of these others and I'm trolling bad because I've been getting Brockton pretty hardcore lately. And,
yeah, I blew that out of the water when we first started. So
yeah, I always try. Try to be at least somewhat calm. Hey, and I see a Shipper Ranch prospector with their link out there today. Please give them guys some love because I don't know that channel, so I'm sure that those are friends of yours. Is that right, Benzo?
I've never seen that channel, Shipper Ranch.
See, that's a good. See, there you go.
He's got his own T-shirt. Cool.
All right, on. Well, so I mean, we've gotten through most of the stuff that I was mainly interested in. I'm going to drop the link here, and we're coming close to the end of the day. But is there anything else that you'd like to promote or talk about while you're here today? Something that you guys are doing that you got coming out soon on YouTube, or anything that you'd like to promote about yourself or anybody else for that matter?
Yeah, let's talk about M&M's Prospecting is having a benefit raffle this Saturday.
Got it.
All the proceeds are going to the family of Prospector Gil, who passed away in Alaska this year, sadly. And I think that's a really good cause. And M&M Prospecting is hosting this, and it's going to be Saturday night around 7. And I think it's a good cause, and I hope everybody gets in. And it's going to be a fun time too.
Is that going to be on somebody's YouTube channel?
Yeah, M&M Prospecting.
M&M Prospecting. Hey, would somebody mind looking that link up and posting that in chat, please, really fast? Heck yeah. And yeah, make sure if anybody in here sees a new channel that they haven't watched, man, go over and show them some love because, I mean, we're here for everybody, and that we're here to cross mingle these different hobbies together and kind of make everybody one. So it's always good to. I've got some new ones today that I have never seen before. So, and that's always cool to find something new to watch. So they're doing a benefit for a prospector. Is that going to be a live stream, I assume?
Yeah, it's going to be a fun live stream. It should
do they have like a PayPal or something set up as how they're going to take funds?
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they have all that set up. He's got some videos out, and then I think those links are in those videos. And Relic Reaper just posted some there. Thank you.
Relic Reaper. There you go. Thank you, Don. I appreciate it. Relic Reaper metal detecting and sending. Yeah. Oh, you know, everybody needs positive vibes, Carlos. I surely appreciate that, man. You're my hero, brother.
Dog Star Blazer Metal. I like that name.
Love the name. He's a great metal detector on and then parks in the beaches of New York. He's definitely full of personality. I always try to push him to make a few more videos, but he does a really good job. He posts a lot on his Instagram, and I always every day he's out digging. So, man, that guy's like my hero. Thank you, Carlos. Much love, brother. So that link for Eminem went up. I was trying to get back to it really fast. I wanted to see that because Don hit that up.
I'll come back around to an earlier question, fill in the blank here. There is something I'm working towards getting as a VDR sluice mat for my pirate sluice. And I haven't been able to use my pirate sluice because you have to get a mat, and they're very, very expensive mats. And how often can you just like throw a couple $100 at a piece of plastic?
Right.
It hasn't been super prioritized. Let's just put it that way. So that's on the list. And I have an old hand cart and a box and new tires for the hand cart. And so this whole thing in my mind that's being built. I just haven't built it yet. And it's going to be like a handmade, high banker dredge on wheels type thing. Inspired by DGP Prospect and Outdoors.
Yeah, you know, and you said something earlier that that we didn't quite get into or elaborate on a little bit. You was talking about black gold, or what was you talking about? The black on the gold?
Yeah, sulfides. When it falls out of the host rock or it shoots up in the minerals, it'll have all these sulfides, iron sulfides or magnetites and hematites, and there's about 7 or 8 different types of black sands, and it'll be just stuck to the gold, and as it tumbles through the river, it wears away and washes clean, and you mine the little dust and stuff that falls off of it, and you find the clean tumbled flakes. The stuff out west, you'll see all their flakes are super tumbled, really rounded, clean. The stuff out here is a little more craggy. We don't have as much big stuff, that's for sure, but you'll find most nuggets are dark in color or really craggy and not worn. They haven't traveled far. They haven't been beat in the river and worn smooth. I have one nice flake here that's black, but it wouldn't really show up on the camera there.
Yeah, I have trouble finding some of the small pieces and getting it to take a picture.
But I can always change the camera. Hold on. You want to see a piece of black gold?
Sure, man. Chris put up a
Absolutely.
link. Chris put up a link for you to look at here. I'm not what that is, but I posted it up there for you really quick so you can see it. You might want to go back and hit it later.
Please watch now. It's kind of a really thick flake. All right. There's too much stuff in the way here.
I'm getting ready to make you big. Just tell me when you're ready.
Well, you'll know. We're going to start off with some flower gold.
There he is, front and center.
To bring it in and focus it.
All right. Yeah.
There we go. Hold on. Gotta get the. Where's the gold?
Oh.
All right. The camera's shaped funny. Sorry about that.
It's okay.
Now you can see in this is super fine gold. You can see the black bits and iron bits, but in this spot Look at that gold. It's got mercury all over it. See all that silver?
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I mined today. But you look at the gold pieces themselves. Look how nuggety and rough the pieces are. You know,
Yeah.
even though like little tiny pieces, they have little bumps, and so it didn't travel that far down the river. But this, I couldn't see that with a naked eye that it had that much mercury on it. Wow.
Yeah, that's insane.
That looks like that'd make a great banner picture.
Take screenshot. All right, now I'm gonna slide over and look at the piece of black gold. Where's it at? There we
There
go.
we go.
See, that's beautiful like that.
Oh yeah.
Now I've cleaned it pretty aggressively to get it to that, so there was gold showing. I'm trying to get more of it in this camera. There we go. I'll leave it alone. I think it's picked up some lint from the little bubble thing I was keeping it in.
So if it's like that and you find it in that state, do you see a little bit of the black on there, or do you see a little bit of the gold on there, or how do you know that that's gold?
Well, if it's in the bottom of your pan, you should definitely investigate it. You know, whether it be because around here you'll find flakes coated in mercury and lead shrapnel. Old lead turns white. Old mercury turns white. They're both heavy. Sometimes you just have to keep it all and do further testing because you can't quite always. I'm gonna flip that over. Always know exactly what you got until you run some scientific tests, which is, usually throwing a blowtorch to it. But hey, don't do that because it's dangerous. I didn't tell you to do it.
So
Wait.
when you were talking about melting some stuff down into your little ingots and stuff,
It's gonna be fun.
would you prepare that black flake in any special way, or would you just flux it, put it in there? Do you even flux gold when you smelt it?
I wouldn't mess with that flake for money. It's worth more like that.
Yeah. Just because of how natural it is.
But I'm not an expert on that stuff. I'm very much a novice when it comes to stuff. I'm gonna put borax in it.
Yeah.
And go from there. And that's about all I'm going to do. I'm going to add borax and heat and hope that works out.
Nice.
Man, Benzo, I tell you what, brother, I have learned today some things I didn't know. Learned a lot about you. It's been a good time. I'm glad you agreed to come on tonight, my friend.
Well, I appreciate you having me on. I'm trying to figure out which camera is the right one.
Dude, that is cool. I love the way that looks. That would, if I was in the gold community, man, that would definitely be something I would be into.
Oh yeah.
This is about a 1/4 gram flake, and we'll drop it one time. Everybody likes that.
What do you have that on?
What do you mean?
Like, what's the metal that it's? What are you tinking it
One of
on?
those little triangle trays.
Oh, okay. It kind of looked like a
Little
knife
one.
edge. I thought you just had him laying on a knife or something.
That sounds like something I'd do though.
Yeah, that's kind of the stuff that I do. Knives. I think I got a knife anywhere in my house. I can reach over and grab a knife.
This is a cedar block that I back when my first episodes, I had knives all stuck in it, because I collect blades. Some of my early
Yes.
shows,
Yeah.
keep cedar blocks just so I can make knife displays and stuff.
Big fan
Got
of
it.
knives, man.
Yeah, Nick's definitely a knife guy for sure. So that's one of the good things about that. But yeah, that was really cool how you could show that. Dude, those pieces are beautiful. I would be making pictures for that, for banners and intros and whatnot, for if I was doing gold all the time. Might actually steal those pictures because I just thought they were really cool to look at.
That's fine.
Dink. Can't
But
get
anyway,
I need to. I'm doing the best I can with what I got, but my whole technology side is severely lacking. I'll just put it that way. That I
you
had to do a major upgrade just to be able to do this, and it's still not all that great. I'm still very limited when I'm doing a live stream of what I can add in and what I can do. But yeah, that's what my biggest lack is on the technology. But some of my old videos, I was using 2 or 3 different cameras and underwater stuff and everything like that. But I've simplified since then.
yeah,
you know,
it gets kind of tiresome with, I mean, I have 2 cameras plus a phone, and I generally try to use just the one recording out there. But you've got the good camera, you want to use it. I know Nick goes through the same thing. But having it available if you want it is really good. Use it if you want to, but if you don't need to, then just save it for something that you do want to use it for. But having the tech has made things a lot easier though too. So what was
yeah.
you getting ready to say, Nick? I cut you off.
That's you hear it a lot that some of the bigger YouTubers, they're always saying like gear doesn't matter. Well, I think it's more like gear isn't the point. I think you have a really good channel. If you want it out there, you're going to put it out there, and you've got a very watchable channel. It's just a matter of getting more people to find it or see it or promote yourself. And with the equipment that you have, especially being outside, I mean, the natural lighting is just on point, dude. I could watch those videos all the time. So
I appreciate
gear
that.
doesn't matter to a point, but I would go with more of saying gear isn't the point. Your channel is the point, and you've got it. So
Well, thanks, man.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Oh,
Well,
Paul Davis. Thanks, buddy.
go. Our Australian prospector Marky's in here today for a few minutes. He's in the creek, so he's had a couple good videos lately. He's had a couple 4 days out there in the creek. Everybody, if you don't know gold prospecting out bush with Marky, please feel free to get over there and check him out. You want to talk about a personality? Oh, what the use your money back?
Brockton.
Sean is the ultimate troll. Just saying. Hey, I hope you got some of your issues worked out today. And Sean has been having some problems with his hand and has not been able to be very productive at work. And I hope he gets his medical straightened out so he can start putting out videos again. But appreciate you, my friend. You didn't have to drop that up there. I didn't necessarily want it back. I was trying to give it to you. Yeah, right on. Yeah, the Brockton Magnet Fisher. But anybody that doesn't know of the magnet fishing community, he supports everybody, and he's always out and about, and he's willing to help out with anybody's stream, and he's a really good guy. Even though I trolled him last night to no end on his own stream, but that's a different story altogether. If you want to go over there and watch that, I gave him the business last night. Hey, next weekend here, I don't think it's any surprise to anybody, but I'm gonna have Tanner back in here, the Michigan Magnet Man. We're gonna do some update on collaborations. We're gonna talk a little bit more about how his summers went in the magnet fishing community, and we're gonna focus on we got a little surprise to talk about next Thursday night as well. So pre next weekend, so that's gonna be a lot of fun. I hope to see everybody back next week. I thank everybody for showing up today. If you have not subbed Benzo Gold, please get over to that channel. Like Nick said, it's very good content. It doesn't matter if you're into the prospecting community or not. You can sit there and get lost in it, just like some of these TV shows. Great guy, he's even a better person. We enjoyed spending time with you, and thank you for coming on tonight.
Oh man, I appreciate you. This has been fun, and I appreciate the questions and let me just run my mouth about stuff around here.
No, yeah. I was told you was a pretty knowledgeable guy, and I walk away today with some knowledge under my belt that I got from you. But anybody else in here tonight, thanks for coming. Congratulations to Venture DeLow. As soon as I get your address, I'll get you your hat mailed out. Thank you for playing. Thanks for the comment. I saw that. Yeah, Yeah, Jersey Ray Diggs. I did put you in as a mod. I know that you're starting your own videos up, so you may promote your channel in here freely anytime you would like. You're more than welcome to. I encourage everybody to drop links and share. Till next week for the live. I'll see you all then. Thanks everybody for being here, and everybody go check out Benzo Gold.
Have a good night, everybody.